zero. Amendment L013 is adopted. To the bill, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, members, for that. What you have before you in House Bill 1317 is a bill that is well crafted, a bill that has it's really actually long overdue. And for those of you, and there's only a few left, but in 2015 I stood in this Representative Montine remembers, and I talked about, through the Marijuana Sunset Bill, my concern with what I started to hear anecdotally from my community, which House District 2 is the youngest House District based on average age of voter in the state, about the type of use around marijuana concentrates. For those of you who may not go into a dispensary very often, there are sort of three sectors of the industry. You have the flower, right? That's the traditional marijuana product that, you remember from your time in whenever you saw marijuana. Two is...
No impugning motives, sir.
Is edibles. And edibles are sort of a creation of the last decade that are infused that people can consume. This body and this General Assembly went through 2 years of regulation to tighten up the edible marketplace. I don't know if any of you remember Maureen Dowd coming to Colorado and consuming a 100 milligram cookie in her hotel room because she didn't know she wasn't supposed to consume anything less than that. And she had a very bad experience, and she wrote about it in the New York Times. There were a lot of other experiences, one in my district, a tragic incident where a father overconsumed marijuana edibles, and there was a tragic incident with his wife. This General Assembly then went through this long process of making sure that we did a better job of educating and working with the marijuana industry to help consumers not have those types of experiences. We dosed out edibles. So we created an education campaign. We helped educate folks so that they didn't have those experiences. In 2015, you started to see the concentrate market expand within the industry. We fast forward to 2021, and there is no faster growing part of the industry than the concentrate marketplace. That's not necessarily, that's neither here nor there. That's just a fact. What we're doing in 1317 is clear. We need to cut down on diversion of high potency concentrate products into and onto our high school campuses. Teen use has gone up 4 times when it comes to these types of products. And these products range in THC potency from 50% up to 99%. There are many who use these products for their medicine. 1317 has gone a long way working with the patient community to get it in a very good place where if you use this for medicine, we don't want to take that away from you. However, there are loopholes on the medicinal side that are creating big problems across the state of Colorado. On the recreational side, you have to be 21, right? You have to be 21 to show up into a dispensary. On the medicinal side, all you need to do is get a red card from a doctor and you can be 18 years old. On the recreational side, you can buy 8 grams of concentrate a day. In the introduced bill, we had that gram broken into 10 doses. And what you have in the bill today is rulemaking authority from the Department of Revenue and the Marijuana Enforcement Division to make sure that they take the time to determine what a serving size should be. Because if Representative Callan, and if you don't mind going on this journey with me, if you're loading up my dab rig, okay, and a dab rig for everyone is a bong that has a titanium nail that you put marijuana concentrate on, and you have to get hot enough to melt the concentrate and to consume it like you would flour, but it's different because it's concentrate and it's not a bowl that you fill, it's a titanium nail. What no one knows, because we haven't regulated it, is what the serving size is. So if the consumer, me, is looking down at this dab rig for the first time and I'm an 18-year-old, I don't know what is too much or too little. So if the person putting it on the rig puts the whole gram on there and I consume it, I'm gonna have a very terrible experience. and the witness testimony that we heard both in public health, that I've heard anecdotally, and that I heard in finance is heartbreaking. It is mental, it's mental breaks, it's kids being put in mental health institutions, there's concerns of suicide. No one understands how to consume concentrates. But keep going with me on this journey, okay? On the medicinal side, you're 18 years old. You can go into any dispensary in the state and you can buy, your daily limit is 40 grams of high potency concentrate. In the introduced bill, I said that there should be 10 doses in each gram. That's 400 doses. 400 doses. An 18-year-old can go into a medicinal marijuana dispensary today and buy 400 doses of high potency concentrate. You're going to hear about Metric today, okay? Metric is the database that has been in existence for 20 years, constitutionally required to track seed to sale. It is what dispensaries use to work with MED, the Marijuana Enforcement Division. Right now, there is no requirement, and the platform is not updated to track per transaction. So the term looping is created because at the end of the day, the dispensary updates who came in and what they purchased. At the end of the day. Well, it's hard to have a daily limit if no one's tracking how much you're buying per transaction. And if everyone's opening up or everyone's updating at the end of the day, then there's essentially no limit. So people are going from dispensary to dispensary buying 400 doses in each dispensary and nothing's stopping them. And if you talk to a high schooler today, there is no flower on the high school campus. You do not find flower anymore. It is only high potency concentrate. And that is because an 18-year-old legally can go buy 400 doses from every dispensary in the state of Colorado if their car drives fast enough to get there before they close for business. We have to, as a General Assembly, do a better job. It is our duty to do a better job. And that is what is in 1317. Now, the federal government doesn't recognize marijuana. So therefore, the FDA, the NIH, our big research institutions haven't done any research into the public health impacts on the developing brain and on mental health on high potency concentrates. No one knows. We don't know. There is research that has been done in other places around the world. What you have in here is another part of the bill, which is very important, which is public health research. We go through the School of Public Health. We ask them to do a meta-analysis of all of the research that has been done to identify the gaps, to report back to the legislature, and at some point next year to issue a report to go to the Scientific Review Council, who takes that report, and then issues recommendations to the General Assembly. It is a pretty elegant way of Colorado taking the lead once again when it comes to marijuana and making sure that we're not just looking into the benefits of the cannabinoid. We are researching, does it help with epilepsy? Does it help with cancer? Those are very worthy things to do. But no one is looking into what it does to the developing brain. It is contained in 1317. Now, is everyone happy with 1317? No. But have you been lobbied all day long on this bill? No, because Representative Caraveo, Representative Geithner, and I spent 300 hours sitting in my office trying to craft a balanced way to move forward, cut down these loopholes, create a public health arm to inform the legislature on important next steps when it comes to this stuff and put Colorado at the forefront of leading again. This is a responsible, well-crafted, well-thought-out piece of legislation, and I hope to earn your aye vote.
Representative Caraveo.